record and we will get started. Okay, so welcome everybody. Hi, my name is Polly Brothers. I am an independent consultant and a regional vice president with Arbonne. And I know that means nothing if you're not with Arbonne, but I've been with them for about 13 years. And tonight, I'm really excited. We thought we had another person too. She may still be able to hop on, Kathy, but if not, we've got Susan, who is going to be sharing her experience in a few minutes about our Arbonne 30 clean eating program. But first, I want to share with you guys just a really quick little tidbit about Arbonne. I know Jordan and Tracy, have y'all ever heard of Arbonne, or is this kind of a first time?
I've heard of it.
You have?
I haven't. It's my first time.
Okay, great. Okay, Tracy, you've heard of it. Have you ever tried anything, or is this kind of?
No, I've just heard of it. Don't know much about it. Never tried it.
Okay, awesome. Okay, great. Well, so what I'm gonna do is just a really brief overview, and then we're gonna talk a little bit about the different product lines, but we're gonna focus mostly on our clean eating program. So, yay, so let's get started. So a little bit about Arbonne, and you guys, normally I would share the screen and share a little sheet, but I'm just gonna kind of talk us through that to keep it moving quickly. I've actually been around since 1980, so almost 40 years. We're actually considered a legacy company. What that means is we've stood the test of time. There's a lot of companies out there today, and you want to always be looking at a company that's had that longevity. From the get-go, from our inception, we have been a vegan company. We've never tested on animals. Our founder was actually really a visionary, you guys, because these days we are all aware of ingredients and turning over labels and shopping at Whole Foods and that kind of thing. But in 1980, and y'all, I remember 1980. So for y'all youngsters on here, you may not remember 1980, but I do. And I remember, you know, people really weren't nearly as aware. So I love the fact that our founder really was super aware of this and wanted to create this pure, safe product. We are actually Swiss. Hey, Kathy, is that our Kathy Gina? I think she's on. Yay. So
yes.
Yay, Kathy, I'm glad you were able to hop on. So we just got started. We're actually a Swiss company, and our headquarters now are in Irvine, California, and we are in 6 different countries. We're in the US, Canada, Australia, the United Kingdom, Poland, and New Zealand, and we're growing globally. So we're really excited about that. And so y'all, what's really cool about this business, as you can see tonight, we are able to really talk to anybody anywhere Arbonne is. So I've actually Zoomed to New Zealand before with people in New Zealand and the UK, and that's what's so cool is, you know, the way our world is now, it's getting smaller and smaller, and we're able to really reach out and hopefully help people anywhere that Arbonne is. My background is fitness, you guys, so I have always been really passionate about helping people get healthier, but I did have a corporate career. And I always like to tell people I did not go to college and think, hey, when I get out, I think I'll be an Arbonne girl. You know, nobody does. But I was introduced 13 years ago to their skincare, and it actually just fixed my skin. I had worked on a cruise ship in the Mediterranean. I'm really fair, as you can see, and had done a ton of damage to my skin, and the product started just fixing my skin. But I didn't want anything to do with this business. I always like to share that with people. I had said, listen, thank you so much. When my friend said, you know, you'd be great at this, I said, thank you so much, but I am so not interested. I don't want to be that person people run from, you know, in the grocery store. And I like to help people get healthier. And she said, great, that's what we do. And I still said no, but I started sending people to her because the products were working so well. So as you can see, fast forward 13 years later, this is all I do now, and I absolutely love it, because what we're here to do tonight is educate people, educate on healthier products, and just share a little bit about what we're all about. And there's Gina, and now we see her real face. So a little bit about that ingredient policy. So we are Swiss formulated, and that means we adhere to European standards. And I don't know if y'all are aware of the difference. Does anybody, like, are y'all aware like how different they formulate in Europe compared to US?
No.
Y'all, I wasn't either when I first started this. I had no clue that what I was putting on my skin mattered so much, but actually what we put on our skin gets into every organ of our body in less than a minute. They say about 26 seconds. So what we're putting on is getting in. So that's what Arbonne's all about, is a synergistic approach to wellness. So yes, we're going to focus on nutrition tonight, but it's equally as important what you're putting on your skin. So the difference in Europe, they actually have banned over 1,400 chemicals from everyday products like, you know, shampoo and face wash and body lotion. And in the US, they've banned between 10 and 14 of those same chemicals. That's it. So we really like to stress the fact that, and Arbonne's banned over 2,000 now. So that's our big deal. It's funny because a lot of times people will say, I'll say, have you ever heard of Arbonne? And they'll say, yeah, I know all about Arbonne or Airborne. And I'm like, no, we're Arbonne. And the biggest deal is that we are very pure and safe. And we're clean products. So some of the things we don't put in our products, and then we're going to kind of talk a little bit about our nutrition line, and I'm going to pass it over to Kathy's going to share a couple of minutes, and then Susan's going to also share her experience. But a little bit about what we don't put in our products. Number one ingredient we don't use is mineral oil. And are you familiar with that ingredient? Have y'all ever heard of it? Okay, yay. So it is the byproduct of crude oil. If you know what mineral oil is, actually, if you look on the back of a bottle of baby oil, it'll say mineral oil and fragrance, two things. It was actually, it had a purpose. Mineral oil was actually initially used for burn patients, or still is, for burn patients, babies in the NICU, to create a barrier on the skin. But they found that it was a really cheap alternative to use in everyday use products so they use it as filler, so it's the base of the product. It's actually occlusive, so it doesn't let things, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of mute everybody, you guys, just really quickly. And y'all, please feel free to unmute and definitely ask questions or anything like that. But what they found was that that mineral oil is occlusive, so it doesn't allow anything to get through. So if you buy something for me, I was buying things at Target and Walmart or wherever that were like, oh, anti-aging, good for sunspots, good for wrinkles, and had all these great ingredients, but then it had mineral oil and it wasn't getting through because it just creates a barrier. You can take a cracker, if you don't believe me. I'm one of those people that has to try everything. I'm like, well, let me just try that. So take a cracker, for all you teachers. You can use this for your classroom. Put one in water, so the cracker's porous like your skin. And then put one in baby oil. Baby oil, again, is like mineral oil and fragrance. The cracker in water is going to dissolve and just fall apart because it's absorbing the water. The one in baby oil, you can actually leave it in there for days. Pull it out, it will crack just as crisp because the baby oil, the mineral oil, just coats it. Actually, mineral oil has also been banned in Europe and classified as a carcinogen by the World Health Organization. So we say these things just to say hey, that's kind of what we're all about, is educating about everything we're putting on is getting in. So we don't do mineral oil, we don't do any parabens or phthalates, nothing that's hormone disrupting. We don't do any artificial fragrances, dyes, and in our nutrition line, we don't do any sweeteners, artificial colors or flavors. All of those things actually can slow down your liver function, which can slow down your metabolism because our liver's not meant to process them. So that being said, we've got everything from anti-aging skincare, which is what kind of put Arbonne on the map, to baby products, to self-tanner, to makeup. And all of those products have to line up to that ingredient philosophy of being very pure and safe. We are non-GMO certified, we're vegan certified, we're PETA approved. Y'all, I could go on and on and on, but you get the picture, hopefully, that we are about clean. And one last thing before we just focus on nutrition is, I always like to say that, if you eat a bad hamburger somewhere, or you eat bad food and you get really sick, or you eat a bad hamburger and you die, that's a really easy correlation to make. The next day you'd be like, oh, well, it was the hamburger or it was the food I ate. It's really easy to know, hey, this is what affected me. This is what made me sick. But with ingredients in products, it's such a slow process. I don't know if anybody has been watching the Johnson & Johnson lawsuit. Have you guys noticed that? Where they've just lost a big giant lawsuit because of the talc in their baby products. It was directly linked to ovarian cancer. So that's kind of what, I've been just talking with people about for 13 years, and I'm not crazy. I don't stand on a street corner, with a big sign or anything like that. But I just am passionate about sharing about these products and about what we're putting on our skin. Okay, fast forward for me. About 6 years ago, I started using, hey Jordan, I started using Arbonne's nutrition line, and that's what our focus is tonight. So my daughter is also type 1 diabetic, like Susan. She's going to share in a minute. And I did the Arbonne Clean Eating Program to support my daughter. My background is fitness. I have taught fitness classes. I'm 59, so I've been teaching since I was 21, so y'all can do the math, for a really long time. And honestly, you guys, 6 years ago, I still felt like I had the energy of in my 20s or later 20s or whatever. I felt like I was fine. I didn't really worry a lot about what I ate or whatever, but I did the clean eating program to support my daughter. I was blown away. I had a lot of IBS issues. It cleared that up. I could not believe the energy level. I was like, oh, I thought I felt good. Now I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel amazing. So there's so many reasons why somebody might take a look at our clean eating program. It's all about reducing inflammation, cutting out toxins. And I'll wrap us up after Susan and Cathy share, but just to give you a little bit more of an idea of what that's about and just kind of how the product portion comes in. But I do want y'all to hear from them. So Cathy, did you want to go first? Are you able to hear us? You're not muted, so.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, I'm so helpless technologically.
That's fine. Thank you for coming on and hopping on.
Thank you. So I did the 30 days starting at the end of May and through like the 26th of June, and took sort of a brief break because we had a trip to the beach, but I was kind of careful with what I ate. And which all of that was, let's see, a little over a week ago. And then last week when I came back, I kind of got back on it. So I, in this amount of time, have lost 20 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I mean, and it was easy. That's what I've told Gina. I said, I haven't felt deprived. I've felt full. And I haven't had stomach aches or anything. When I was off of it for a little bit, I ate, not awful, but I did do some sugar for sure and some dairy. And I think it's probably the sugar. I had stomach aches a time or two. So, which is enough to just convince me, And then the other thing, and it's also, I'm a teacher and it's summertime and I'm not seeing anybody. So I'm kind of like, am I really losing this weight? I asked my husband, I was like, can you tell I've lost weight? He said, yeah, I definitely can. I was like, I need positive reinforcement because the scale says it, but I'm who knows? Right. Anyway, I'm really excited.
Well, that's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's one thing I find too, that you're not really hungry on it. You've got a lot of, we'll talk, I'll wrap us up and talk a little bit more about that. But I'm going to pass it over to Susan and let her share with you guys a little bit about kind of her background, having some of the issues that she has and what some things that it's done for her. So take it away, Susan.
All right. Well, I first heard of Arbonne around 2006 when Polly introduced me to the skincare. I used to live in Birmingham, and I love it. I'm using it now. I'm now getting into the makeup, but I love everything. I just want to say that first. Secondly, I'm 40 years old now, and when I was 8 years old, I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. It used to be called juvenile diabetes, but it's not the kind that can be cured with diet and exercise and oral medications. My pancreas does not produce insulin at all. So I have to take insulin every time I eat. I wear an insulin pump, so I'm constantly getting a little bit of insulin. And insulin's a growth hormone, so it's always been more difficult for me to lose weight. And of course, the more sugar or carbs I eat, the more insulin I have to take. So it's easy to gain weight. And then in 2005, I was diagnosed with kidney disease. So partly related to having diabetes. So I got put on medications to regulate how my kidneys filter. And at one time I was on 3 or 4 different medicines for my kidneys. That being said, I gained a lot of weight, and I gained a lot of weight quick from my 20s to my 30s. And so Polly had reached out to me over a year ago about the nutrition program, but at the time I was trying a different company's nutrition. And I had lost a little bit of weight, but I was still having inflammation. Like, I still had a round face. I was retaining fluids, and I went to the doctor, and my kidney function, because of some of the ingredients that they wouldn't name in those products, were not good for my kidneys. So I decided then to make the switch to the Arbonne products, and I started doing it with a 30-day program. And not only, I mean, weight loss came with it, but my goal was to detox, get healthy, reduce inflammation, and I lost a lot of weight the first time. And when I researched it, I found that I could do this every 3 months and reset my gut and reset everything that I'm putting into my body, and then introduce those foods that I had cut out back to see what were my triggers, and as far as inflammation goes. But also, after the first 30-day program, I went to see my nephrologist, which is my kidney specialist at UAB, and they took me off all but 2 medications. And the 2 medications that I am on, they reduced the dosage in half. And I was also able to cut my daily totals of insulin in half as well. And so that was when I was really seeing the difference. Now, I go to work every week that I work night shift at the hospital. I'm a nurse, and everybody's like, "Oh, Susan, you've lost so much weight." Well, yeah, I'm losing weight, but it's slow and steady. But most of all, the inflammation is going down. And so just a little bit about inflammation. It can show up in the heart, lungs, liver, kidneys, spleen, stomach, colon, GI tract. So if you have inflammation somewhere that you see on the outside of your body, like if your face is puffy, your fingers are puffy, more than likely that's stemming from some inflammation on the inside of your body. And so that being said, I've found what my triggers are for inflammation by doing the 30-day program. And my big ones are refined sugar and gluten. Now, I don't have an allergic reaction to them, but as soon as I start eating gluten again, I'm having to take more insulin, and my face gets a little more round, and I just feel that bloat. That's our food delivery. Sorry. And another thing is, as far as medications go, medications are wonderful and they serve a purpose, but they also have side effects. So a lot of people, once they get started taking medications for certain things, they have to take other medications for the side effects. And the more anything you put in your body that's not grown in the ground, natural, that we're meant to eat, the more inflammation it causes on the inside. So like Tylenol, it's processed through your liver, so your liver is going to have to work harder. And so if we can put more clean nutrition in our bodies and rid of toxins, then it's going to show on the outside too. And my skin, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I've been blessed with good skin. However, I would get blemishes a couple of times a month, and like big ones, those that hurt, that there's stuff underneath that you want to get out. But I don't really have those anymore now that I'm doing the nutrition. So like you'll hear people in Arbonne say getting healthy from the inside out, because the healthy you are on the inside, it's really going to show on the outside. So that's my
Good.
experience with it, and I've already ordered my stuff. My husband and I are going to do another 30-day. We're going to Alaska tomorrow, so when we get back, we're going to do another 30-day to healthy living. But I will say, in between the 30 days, I still use some of the products that you get in the 30-day program. I've gotten off Diet Cokes completely, and I've been drinking Diet Coke since I was 8. So that was really tough, but I drink the Arbonne Energy Fizz Sticks now because it's got the caffeine, the good vitamins, the long-lasting energy where you don't crash, and it still has a little bit of fizz to it, so I'm getting my carbonation fix as well. And then I also still do use the protein and do a smoothie a day. So even if you're not doing a 30-day program, you can still incorporate the good stuff into your life. I know I do, and I love it so much.
Well, thank you, Cathy and Susan. And I know like Amber's had great results. I know we've got some people on here. We've all a lot of us have tried it. Gina has, I have. But for time's sake, next time we'll hear from some other people because we definitely we try to do these things, once or twice a week. At least that's what we're doing right now because we want to reach so many more people and help them. But what I'll do now, just to let y'all know, so you're like, oh, what's next? And we won't be on forever, is I do want to kind of wrap up telling you a little bit about how that works, and we do have a video, by the way. So if we've piqued your interest about the 30-day, just ask the person that asked you to hop on the call to send you that video. It's by a woman named Tanda Cook. She's a naturopathic doctor. She's also with Arbonne. She is an independent consultant, and this is exactly what she says she prescribes to her patients. In fact, she said when Arbonne came out with it, she was really hesitant about it. When she was first at our convention hearing about it, she was like, I don't know, because she's such a wellness doctor. But when she started looking at it, she knew it was so sound. And y'all, I've been in fitness for, as you know, because I gave you the numbers, about 38 years. And it is the most sound program I've ever seen because we do teach you to eat clean, whole foods, nutritious whole foods. And like Susan said, and Cathy, they're plant-based, they're clean, even the supplements that come along with it. So just to wrap us up, and also you can ask the person that asked you on the call to send you the pricing information. It's about $10 a day to do the 30-day. Excuse me. And that's going to include enough for 2 shakes a day, which are really yummy and delicious. The fiber boost that comes with it, like Susan mentioned, the fizzies. Y'all, there's definitely a joke in Arbonne about the fizzies. We call them fizzy crack because they're so good, and it's really hard to if you run out of fizzies, it's like you're in a panic. But you have enough for 2 of those a day. Some detox tea that helps to flush out your liver and kidneys, which again is what this is all about. And you'll hear more about that if you watch that video, just about cleansing your liver and your kidneys so your whole body can function better. And actually what happens when you do that, when you get rid of the toxins, your body can let go of fat. Because fat actually in our body surrounds toxins to keep them from damaging other organs. So that's kind of why this program is so different. You can actually let go of it and not, gain it back as long as you kind of go about, eating still fairly healthy. And then you also are going to get a 7-day cleanse, which is super mild, which is amazing. And you get to eat alongside it. We give you meal plans, recipes, shopping lists. We coach you through it. But the way Arbonne works, so again, I'm trying to kind of hit on a lot of points and still keep our time, we'll probably be done in 5 more minutes. But the way Arbonne works, just so y'all know, is we actually as consultants, most people that become consultants with Arbonne, we do that because we've had such good results with the products and we want to share them with other people. That's really it. We're not that's why almost everybody does, right? Is because we're just like, oh my gosh, you've got to try this. Just like if you go to a great restaurant or whatever. But the cool thing is with Arbonne, we don't carry inventory. We're not delivering products. We really are just the mouth of Arbonne. We like to say your mouth is your office. Keep it open 24/7. That's just an inside joke. But really, we're just sharing Arbonne. We're educating on healthier products. And then we're going to show you how to get them and how to get them at a discount. A couple of quick things about our business. We do always share a little bit about it, not because we think it's for everybody, but because we do want you to know there is an opportunity, an income opportunity attached. So it's really a very smart business model. Again, I've been doing this for 13 years. For me, I started out with just a couple of hours a week. I was very, very busy. I had 3 part-time jobs. You know, my kids were younger. They're out of the house now. It was a little crazy. I had a minivan, and I mean, I was like, I even said to the girl that said, hey, you should do this. I said, I don't think that's for me, because all I could see in my head was driving my minivan around with my kids in the back, throwing chicken and nuggets at them and throwing lipsticks out the window like a paper boy. I was just like, that is not for me. But that is not what this is. With Arbonne, again, we're not carrying inventory. We're just switching our brand, and then we're teaching other people how to do that. But there are 4 key things that make it super smart. I'll run through those quickly. One is that it's a consumable product. So from a business standpoint, the products are all consumable things that people are using every single day. They run out, they reorder, and we get paid a thank you check from Arbonne every time they order in our network. 2, there's demand for everything we do. So Arbonne is all about just everyday use products. So again, we're just teaching people to switch their spending. Timing and trends is number 3. We are health and wellness. And you guys, that's only going to get bigger. We also can help people with that extra stream of income if they want, and with not a lot of time, because I don't know about y'all, but everybody these days that I hear, everybody is like, my life is crazy. My life is crazy. I get it. Everybody's life is crazy. Mine is too. But with Arbonne, it's really cool. We get to squeeze it in like this and do things virtually. So we love that. And then lastly, the ability to leverage time makes this a super smart business model. And that just means that we, again, teach people how to go online and order, and we teach other people how to reach out and talk to people as well and share Arbonne. And so by doing that, I could be, right now I'm on the line with you guys, and hopefully somebody just ran out of mascara or diaper rash cream and they're online ordering, and I get paid for that if I had a hand in sharing Arbonne with them. Just a little bit about our income. We have, everybody starts at the same level as consultants, and you can do whatever you want with Arbonne. We don't try to pressure somebody to do something they're not, to go for a goal they're not into. You can make a little right now money, just a little bit of shoe money or trip money or whatever. Or you might be like me and need to replace a corporate income. And so there's that ability as well. So we actually get paid weekly on our direct sale commission, and then we also get an override commission. And that's anywhere from a couple $100s a month at district manager. Then the next level is area manager. It's about $1,500 to $4,000 a month. That level, you can will the business to your family, which is so cool, you guys. So for me now, I've been doing this for so long that my family, if something happens to me, they can keep receiving my residual checks. That is like unheard of. At regional vice president level, which is a third of 4, and that's where I am now, average income is $5,000 to $15,000 a month. They do give us $800 a month for our car. It has to be a Mercedes and it has to be white. So I know it's terrible, but I do put up with it. I'm just kidding. But that's a really nice perk that Arbonne does. And then lastly, national vice president is about $22,000 a month and up. So I don't share that lightly. I share it to say like, hey, if anything resonates with you maybe about the business, just ask whoever invited you to get you some more info on that as well. And then to wrap us up with Arbonne, there's really 4 things you can do from this call. One is nothing, and we do respect that and appreciate that you got on this call. We're not about convincing or pressuring, so just want you to know that. 2 is you can be a referral source for your friend who invited you, and that would look like either hosting a little something in person or online, or just referring people to whoever invited you. So 3 out of 4 is you can become what we call a preferred client. This is the biggest part of my network. And this is where people would pay a $29 yearly fee, and you don't have to renew if you don't want to, and there's no monthly. So you're not locked into anything monthly, but you get 20% off every time you shop and 40% off packages like the nutrition pack. So that's really what most people will do when they decide to do the 30-day. They're going to become a preferred client, get their nutrition pack, you get a free product, free shipping, all that. And lastly, to become a consultant, it's $49. We get 35 to 50% off, and we don't have an inventory requirement. That is huge. So I just buy products that my family's using. I just replace products, as we're going. And obviously now in 13 years, we use everything. So my house is fully urbanized. But that is it, you guys. If y'all have any questions, definitely unmute and ask questions, or otherwise the person that invited you will just follow up and kind of find out what resonated with you, because that's really kind of how we do it, is just to say, you know, hey, thank you so much for hopping on. What stood out for you? What can we get you more information on? But if you have a question, I'm here for that as well. So feel free to jump in. All right, I'm gonna assume not, because you guys are being tight-lipped, so that's okay. Thank y'all so much. We got this done in about a half an hour, and that's always, we never want to go over. So we really appreciate you taking the time to just take a look, and yeah, just let the person, I think both of the guests maybe are, well, one is for Gina and then one is for Stephanie. So yeah, they'll follow up with you guys just to see, you know, kind of, hey, did anything kind of stand out for you or resonate with you? But again, thank y'all. We really appreciate it. And Cathy and Susan, thank y'all so much. Cathy, thank you for hopping on and making it work and sharing, and appreciate that so much. And Susan, thank you for sharing your story. That's so inspiring.
You're welcome.
Thank
All
you.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, guys. All right, well, y'all have a great night. And I did record this, so I'll stop the recording. So if anybody needs a recording, I can post that as well. All right? Bye, everybody. Thank you. Bye. Bye, Tracy. Bye, Jordan. Huh?
He did leave me a note in the computer, but he didn't leave a note that he had talked to you.
I think she's talking to her hubby or something. All right, y'all. Well, have a great night.